Hey everyone, this is PrinceBrightstar, and welcome back to Phantasy Star Online 2. We're once again here in the North American Open Beta, and I figured what we'd do to kind of start things off today is actually do a little bit of gathering here. I'm actually in quite a bit of need of certain items, so we're going to be making our way over to the Lilliput Desert here. And so we're going to be taking care of some fishing and harvesting, and we're going to be doing it across multiple characters here. Since I know some of you still need to know kind of what some of them look like. Let's go ahead and head into expeditions, desert exploration. We'll do this on normal since difficulty does not change what happens when you're trying to gather, so no need to stress ourselves out about this. Hope everybody's been having a good week. Hope everybody's been staying safe given the current situation of the world. Yeah, let's just get down there and let's start gathering. I am in here currently as a bouncer gunner, and that's just purely for the purpose of leveling those up, just as a status update of where I am currently. I've got Hunter, Braver, and Summoner all leveled up. I'm working on Bouncer Gunner. Really, the subclasses are not going to matter anymore once I hit level 55, because you're not going to gain any more experience once you hit that point. So at that point, it's pretty much just going to be Hunter sub for me throughout everything after that point. Anyway, we got some fall spawn. Let's take them out, and then we'll be safe to gather up everything we gotta gather. Oh, hey, we got a rare drop here. I'll take that. Okay, looks like we're clear now. So, let's go ahead and start gathering. Once again, you always want to start with your fishing, and then once you hit the fever, that's when you switch over to doing gathering on the through harvesting instead of fishing. And that way you're able to maximize any of the gems and rocks that come out of it. In this particular case, though, I am trying to find some Lilliput vests. And the reason I'm looking for that is those go towards... those are going to go towards client orders that Yerkes has. Yerkes has a set of 5 client orders that you can do once per week per character, and each of those 5 client orders will give you 100,000 Meseta. Alright, this should be it. Oh, we got one more. And there's the fever. Oh, there are the Lilliput vests I'm looking for. And take a look at these strats for avoiding here. Gathering actually keeps you safe during the during this emergency trial for the most part. Oh, that one hit me. I'm not really even concerned about the emergency trial, to be honest, because we're about to get out of here anyway. Now, since we did just level up there, we did get some extra stamina for fishing. I'm going to be at least running out the fever. And then have a little bit of room left over for just some regular fishing, it looks like. Your stamina bar refills once you hit every 5 hours. I mean, it'll still fill up slowly over time, so you'll be able to use it as you want to, but there's really no reason not to not to let it fill up all the way, because when it comes to getting the fever started, typically you're going to need around 90 stamina anyway to get that started, unless you get lucky and it just happens to pop early. But 90 stamina fishing is pretty much guaranteed fever at that point. And of course, fever is when you start to get either 2 or 3 pickups of each of the gatherings, essentially. All right. Where did the last one end up? There it is. All right, and we are out. Let's go ahead and head back to the ship selection now. And now from here, we're going to log into another character, because each character has its own harvesting stamina bar, so we'll be able to log into Jack next here. And basically do the same thing over. Once again, I picked up all these characters specifically for the purpose of just using them essentially as storage mules for the time being, until crafting comes out, essentially. And just a little update on Time for War. Last night we were able to upgrade our attack stat on our photon tree up to, I believe it's level 6 now. So 2 more levels, and then I think it's 2 more levels, and then we'll have that completely maxed at a plus 25%. Right now it's at a 16%. And of course, the thinking behind that is the faster that you can take out enemies, the faster you'll be able to gain experience. The experience that you gain as just a direct experience buff from the tree really isn't that good when you look at it, compared to just popping a regular experience ticket, like a plus 75 experience. And those you can get through just trading in photon spheres. So basically taking out enemies, at least in my mind, is the faster way to take care of that. Granted, there are other things that you want to get in terms of your tree. Rare drop, of course, is always nice. If you are trying to farm something, I think that maxes out at a plus 10%. But the other thing about those is that they are just incredibly expensive to level up compared to just your base attack stat. I think it's like 80... I think towards the end it's like 80,000 for the last level of attack, while when you're talking about the last level of growing the rare drop, it's like 200 something thousand rather, that it costs. So not only are you going to be taking things out faster, but it's going to be faster to level up your tree as well using that method. FX6C, hey, good to see you here. Oh, that's an early fever for us. Okay, let's get over to the harvesting point. And like I said, each character has its own stamina bar. It will refill after 5 hours, so once you get into a good cadence here, the other thing that you'll find is that a lot of the stuff that you can get, aside from some of the rare ores, they can be sold on the market as well. Nice. There's some Lilliput vests, and we actually just leveled up there. So let's keep this going. I did play Phantom on the Japanese servers, but I'm not as familiar as other players. But I'll try to answer what I can. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and see if we can get another early fever, or maybe get our fishing to level up again, and then go back over to the harvesting point after. By the way, how's the audio today? I turned up the volume a little bit, just to try to get some extra volume out of it, but I want to make sure I'm not peaking here. Okay, cool. So to answer your question, I believe what a lot of players have decided is it's actually, Rod is the most popular one to use for Phantom, just because of its AOE potentiality when it comes to mobbing. I think Katana is what's used for bossing, but don't quote me on that one. Okay, there's the next fever. Let's get back over here. And then any remaining time we have left, we will use with fishing again. And there's some more Lillipin vests, so I think that gives me all I need for all of my characters. Let's get back over here to the fishing point. That way we're not wasting the fever. Yeah, to be honest, that's something I would actually recommend taking that to the some of the people over on the Ark's Lair Discord. They'll be able to give you a better answer than I can. To be honest, when I use Phantom as a sub, I used it as a I primarily use Phantom as a subclass rather than as a main class. Okay, so we are done with that set of gathering. Now, in this particular case, we're going to go ahead and quit out of the mission, and we're going to make our way over to Franca's Cafe so we can actually pick up the client order and hand it in to Yerkes. I also need to see if I can hand in... Oh, hello, controller. Let's see. I need to see if the client order for the Wopal shells is also reset yet or not. Give me one moment, and I will put that in the chat here. Let's see, Discord, and... where do they have it? Alright, let me start walking over here to Yerkes, and I'm gonna go over to their website instead. That's probably where we're gonna find it. Let's see. Ark's Lair. Here we go. Okay, so... let's put this in chat. And there you go. Okay. Alright, and let me also check if I have any Harkotem fragments. If not, we'll make a stop for some of those as well. We got the rocks. Oop. Wrong keyboard. Okay, we do have some Harkotan fragments here. Cool. But we're gonna need more, so yeah, we'll make a stop over.
May I help you with something?
I'm thinking probably in Daybreak Province.
Farewell.
Good morning.
I should hand this in as well. No reason not to. It's experience.
Bye now.
Okay, so for that, we just need 10 of the forest tomatoes. And I believe they are all on my main character right now, so that will be that for that. Okay. Let me go ahead and deposit the rest of these Lilipin vests as well as the rest of what we got. And let's switch over. Alright, so up next we got Red here. And we're going to take him over to Daybreak Province, so that we can get more of those Harkotan fragments. But yeah, playing multiple characters in this game is not that hard to do. You just kind of have to learn the cadence of once everybody's stamina has refreshed for harvesting and things like that, and you'll pretty much be good to go at that point. Once you figure that out, in terms of maximizing what potential you have for, let's say, gaining Meseta and such throughout the game. Of course, once you reach a certain point, you won't need to do that quite as much. You'll just be logging in once a week to do their weeklies instead. Once a character hits level 50, the higher tier of weeklies opens up for you, and inside of those you get basically 2 million Meseta for doing like one mission and clearing some client orders and like grinding a weapon. It's a lot of Meseta, so if you're willing to spend the AC on it, then of course you're going to get you're basically going to get rewarded for it. Oh, hello, Persona the Mask. I was not expecting to see you here. Of course, with this being an early level character, I don't have access to my Massive Hunter or anything like that, but we're trying to make do as best we can here. Since this was completely unexpected, we just came here to do some harvesting! Why are you bothering us?
Excellent job.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and get fishing.
Completed.
And even if you don't want to spend AC, you do get 3 free characters on your account. So there's no reason not to at least get at least 3 characters up. Looks like the gathering, or rather the harvesting point is over there, so we just have to run over there right now. It's nice that we're getting Harkatam rocks, but what we need are the fragments. We're getting the moonstones, which is nice. Ah, nice. We just leveled up as well here. So whenever you level up through harvesting or fishing, you're going to get a refill of your stamina bar. It's always going to be 100 whenever that happens. Let's do some more fishing just in case we happen to get another fever. It's always going to be 100 that refills. And if it happens to put you over 100, you don't have to worry about that. You will get the full amount. It'll basically put you at like 120 of 100 if you happen to be at 20 previously. So the game is really fair in that way. Okay, we just got another fever, but that's pretty much the last of the harvesting that we can do on this character. Alright, let's quit out of this quest here. Yes, so the good pickaxes and fishing poles are in the North American version. And I think what they do is they give you a 10% boost when you're gathering to collect something rare.
Bye now. Bye now.
Alright, so did we get any fragments here? Doesn't look like it, so I'm actually gonna have to come back to this character later on. Since we're not having any luck there, I'm thinking then we'll try making a stop over to Nightfall Province instead on the next character. Alright, we're gonna switch over to blue now. Yeah, and if you haven't realized, I never play human characters in online games if I can help it. These are basically blue here is a Newman, and then Jack a little while ago was a Dooman. And the customization in this game is really cool in that you can pretty much give them any skin color pigment that you want to. You're not limited to just what you typically get out of pinkish humans. So you pretty much got the full RGB spectrum if you wanted to create a character like this. Let's see. So we said we were going to head over to Nightfall Province. Here we are. So we are looking for the harvesting points. We've got some mining points over here, but we need fishing before we can really do everything. Looks like the fall spawner out. And once again, I am running into that bug where the where my button presses are not being recognized. Once again, I don't know if that's an Xbox bug or if that's a game bug, but the fact that it doesn't happen on the PC version tells me it's probably an Xbox bug that Sega probably won't be able to fix. It has to do with me basically being unable to roll from one button on my mouse to another while I still have the first button still held down. Without a way to fix that, it's just something I'm, at least for the time being, having to just deal with, essentially. But that's why I can't wait for the PC version to come out either, for the North American servers. It's kind of a crowded day here in Nightfall Province. Looks like we got one more up here. General Abaddon, thank you for the raid there. How you doing? Ah, yes, Last Survivor. It's actually one of the weakest rares that you can get in this game, actually. It's like, what is it? I think it's like a... Well, I can double check it real quick here. It is... just a 7-star. I am doing fine today. Can't complain. What can I say? We had some storms roll through here earlier, and it, it basically woke me up from an early night's sleep. So, I figured, hey, why not stream this morning? Alright, we got a fever rolling here. Let's get to harvesting. Once again, we're looking for the Harkotem fragments. We're getting the hematites. Those are nice for creating and leveling up rings, but the fragments are what I actually need, so I can hand in the client order to Yerkes to get 100,000 Meseta. Alright, we got a little bit of room left on the fishing here, so we'll take care of that again, especially since that leveled up, actually. Majora's Mask. Where are you looking? Oh, I see. No, this is a guy from, or rather a statue from, Nightfall Province. Oh, that's an early fever. I'll take it. And then with the time left over, we'll use the last of our fishing stamina for blue. There's some fragments. He's giving these out kind of rarely today, that's for certain. Looks like we got a little bit of stamina left here. Yeah, it's no. There's no water down there as far as I can tell, so I guess we'll just call this fly fishing. Alright, let's get out of here. Not the first time we've seen crazy things like that. We were just in the desert a little while ago, and so we were fishing out of the sand. Which, funnily enough, this isn't the first game I've seen that idea from. I actually saw that once from Final Fantasy XIV as well. Alright, so we're making our way over to Franco's Cafe so I can hand in the Harkotem fragments, and I also need to collect a Lilliput vest as well, which we just got a few moments ago.
May I help you with something?
Once again, each of these client orders gives you 100,000 Meseta, so that's going to be 200 right there.
Farewell then.
And now let's go ahead and drop everything that we got into storage. And let's switch over to the next character. Alright, let's bring on Luna. And let's head back over to Nightfall Province once again. My main sub, or rather, my main class combo is Hunter Summoner right now. That's back over on my Brightstar character. But I'm still in the process of leveling them up, so as of right this moment, they're actually Bouncer Gunner. Okay, there's a fishing point, and there's a harvesting point. Good. Looks like we got a boss up, but we can just fire away with this here.
Emergency! Code! Attack!
And I know that sounds like a weird combination, Hunter Summoner. But it is, it gives me access to a couple of things that I like to have, including HP regeneration, as well as access to being able to use techniques as well. I know a lot of people will tell you to go like Hunter Fighter or something like that. I just find having the versatility of Hunter Summoner is a little bit better for my playstyle. Especially, for instance, if I wanted to... Oh, we got a second boss coming up here.
Change your code! You disgust me!
Well, then stay away from me. Social distancing and all that. Yeah, I know. That doesn't bother them.
Your souls are mine!
Objective complete.
How could I fall to such wretches?
I think you have that backwards there.
Completed!
Alright, any other interruptions here? Are we good? I think we're good. Alright, let's get to fishing. Once again, we are trying to get the fever going here. Once the fever is going, then I will start harvesting. Actually, it looks like Luna has a lot of good rods that they need to use here. So I'll go ahead and pop all those now here. I find that I usually don't use fevers when it comes to fishing, since I always start out when it comes to harvesting with my fishing instead. So it's not like I'm ever running out of anything that needs to be cooked up. And to be honest, I usually don't even use most of the dishes that Ida can prepare. Instead, usually I'm looking for things like red meat and things like that, so that I can prepare the jerky and the stir fry. Those will actually give you stat benefits when you use them, compared to fishing, whereby all your whoa, we just leveled up, nice. So that's another 100 stamina back to us here. And there's some more Harkaton fragments. Nice, okay. So I think that'll be enough for all of my characters now. Okay, so fever's over. And Luna just leveled up to 23. And fishing just leveled up, so we're guaranteed to get another fever here. Now this is kind of an interesting spot here that we're in that we're going to get a fever, but I don't have that much left in terms of harvesting stamina, actually. So I'm tempted, actually, in this case, to go ahead and drop 10 star gems. I don't think I've picked up... Yeah, I don't have any of the refills at this point. So unless we, like, hit a fever really... Never mind! We just got a fever, so let's go ahead and do our harvesting. We're gonna skip that now. And we're just gonna finish up with fishing instead. That's how random this game can be sometimes. You just never know what's gonna happen when you're harvesting. Plans can change very quickly. The only other thing that can really come from fishing is if you happen to find a particularly rare type of fish. Sometimes there are client orders from the daily order administrator Fina. That's another place that you could potentially get another 100,000 Meseta from. But that rotates on a daily basis usually. Alright, so we are out of fishing stamina and harvesting stamina. Let's get out of here. So basically, it's never set that that's what you're going to... It's never set that you're going to actually find a client order that she needs something, essentially. Alright, so Lillipin Vest. Let's grab that.
May I help you with something?
Oh, it looks like I had already handed in the Harkotem fragment.
Farewell,
It's
then.
the Wolpal shell that I need. Okay. And I do have plenty of those.
May I help you with something? Farewell then.
Alright, another 2 client orders down. Let's hand all this stuff into the storage. And I'm gonna drop the Meseta in as well. And back to the ship selection. Let's see who's still remaining. I think we got Lucia still remaining. And Desler. Yep, and then we'll be done with all the harvesting, at least for the next 5 hours.
Good morning.
Now, just to check
May I
here.
help you with something?
Okay, actually, it looks like she needs to hand everything
Farewell
in.
then.
So let's go ahead and do that first here this time. Since we've got everything that we need. I need to make a stop over on Amduskia now, it looks like. Since I'm starting to run out of those dragon scales. Do I have everything? Navrashroom, Wolpal, Amduskia. I need the Lillipin vest. Actually, a little more time in the desert wouldn't be bad either here. And these client orders are once a week. So combine these client orders with your weekly orders. That's 200, or rather 2,500,000 Meseta that you would get in total.
Good morning.
Once each of the characters is leveled up, that is, to level 50. Looks like Alicia has a chance of leveling up to level 27 while we're down here. That's a Dark Ragna.
Emergency.
Emergency. Code due.
Down you go. And that finishes it off.
Completing the objective.
Okay, that's a glitch. Clip it! Poor guy was staying on the ground just to die as soon as it standed up there. Yeah, as soon as it stood up, rather. Alright. Let's get to fishing. Of course, you would never expect to find anything living in lava. That is a hot time down there. Alright, that should be the fever. Nice, we'll be able to take advantage of that stamina there. Once again, we are looking for dragon scales in this particular case. There we go. So with that, once we are onto Dazzler, we will make one more trip over to Lilliput then. Oh my goodness. 2 levels up for harvesting. And Lucia did indeed hit level 27 as well there. And fishing just leveled up as well, so we'll be able to stay down here even longer. Oh, nice. I think that coral is one of the things that you can hand in for one of those daily order client orders. Alright, so we're out of fishing stamina. Wait, where were we? I think I confused myself here for a moment. I'll be able to check in just a moment. Good thing we're getting all those garnets. Okay, actually, we did have some fishing left over. Alright, let's take advantage of that then. Okay, so we are out of stamina now. Let's get out of this mission.
Good morning.
Oh, hello, controller. I really do hope that Sega is able to implement some sort of a controller keep-awake function. I mean, this is ridiculous that one of Microsoft's policies is forcing them to basically disable access to the game if you're playing with a keyboard and mouse, and the controller just happens to go to sleep. And once again, I'm in the situation whereby I can't plug my controller in. Even if I wanted to, I'm out of USB ports. My USB ports are filled with my SSD, my keyboard, and my mouse. And so because of that, there's no place else for me to plug my controller in. Alright, so for Desler, they are the last character. Let's make our way... Why don't we try the underground shafts this time? A lot of traps out here. I'm just trying to make sure we're not going to get interrupted as we're doing this here. I think we should be good now. Okay, next fishing point appears to be up here. Once again, there's like nothing down there. And we just got a bunch of new stamina here for fishing as well. Once you've been harvesting for a while in this game, though, you're going to get fewer and fewer level ups for your harvesting. Since these characters are still kind of early on in their careers, that's why we're just getting this many level ups here. All right, let's get to this spot here. Vestial, I would highly recommend getting at least your 3 characters created, because you get access to 3 characters for free, and each week, once each character is at level 50, you're able to get access to weekly missions, which will give you 2 million Meseta per character. So it's really worth it to get as many leveled up as you can, even if you don't want to pay any AC towards it, or Arcs cash rather. You still at least want to have the 3 free ones leveled up. you're able to complete all missions and level all classes up on a single character. But in terms of helping to make your weekly meseta come together, that's the main reason why you want to have multiple characters. That plus, you know, Phantasy Star Online 2, the true end game of this game is going to be fashion. It's not going to be really, really, really hard content. I mean, there's some of it in this game, like if you're going for like the expert requirements, but beyond that, it's not a huge aspect of the game. A lot of this game is just sort of just enjoying yourself and going out adventuring with your friends and such, and searching out for rare weapons and grinding out materials that you need for other weapons and units. But nothing in this game is ever really going to be extremely stressful, aside from like some very specific missions that are designed in that way. Taking on Falz is going to be one of those. Like I mentioned before, the expert requirements is another one, which helps with your what you're matching with other players. There's the Omega Masquerade. Ultimate Quest, which is once you get past level 100 on that, that's where you really start to need to know how to really maximize damage on your class and such. I mean, you can always be pushing further and further on your DPS, but the game is never going to... What's the best way to put this? It's not a requirement to min-max your character to be able to enjoy the game. It's a nice to do, because you'll be able to take enemies out quicker, you'll be able to finish missions faster, but it's never going to hold you back. And that's even when it comes to the expert player requirements. The unlocking expert does not open up any new missions at all. All it does is change what players you're able to match with. And really it was created for those players that actually do want to maximize what they can actually do in the game. Okay, I think that was another double level up there again for fishing. So we're going to have another fever here in just a moment. I've got, I think, currently 7 characters, actually, and the reason I have all of them is because I'm holding on to all of the 7-star and above weapons that I've gotten for the purposes of desynthesis, which is going to hopefully become available soon in-game, so that I can use that towards the crafting aspect. It's not something that's available currently in-game, but it's something that should be coming hopefully soon. I'm going to put it that way. Hopefully it'll be coming soon. And part of the reason I want access to that is because, as of right now, I still don't have my full Hunter kit available. There's an aspect related to how my character will use a photon art called Sacrificial Bite. Once I'm able to change it into a type number 2, or a type 0 rather, through the use of crafting, that's when I'll then be able to get rid of Nova Strike and use Sacrificial Bite instead to, 1, help me refill my photon points when I use it, and 2, change how my normal step attack works, so that I have like a 180 degree attack range. And Unicyclic, thank you for the follow. Alright, let's get out of here. And let's make our way over to Franca's Cafe and see what I need to hand in on Desler here.
Good morning.
May I help you with something?
Okay, so I just need Lilipin Vests and Woolpal Shells.
Farewell then.
Ultimately, I will be getting all those characters leveled up, though, to level 50, specifically so that I'm able to take advantage of the weekly missions for them. So I think in total that'll then give me 14 million Meseta per week before I do Yerx's hand-ins here. With Yerx, that would then turn into 17.5 million Meseta, I believe.
Farewell then.
And then, of course, I may be creating even more characters depending upon how long it takes to actually get access to the to all these different until we're able to get access to crafting. Because Sega has said nothing about when that's actually going to become available, unfortunately. Once it does become available, then of course, I'll be able to dump all the items I've got on these characters, like here, in character storage. If I go under here, I've just got a bunch of weapons. Actually, I've got some room here. I should probably... Yeah, I need to start selling the 5 slots. I'm starting to run out. The 5 slots, now that I'm at the point where I'm getting a good number of 6 and 7 slot weapons, I'm probably not going to be hanging on to those 5 slots much longer, unless they are of at least 7 slot, or 7 star value, rather. Alright, let's go back to ship selection, let's head back onto Brightstar, and let's actually get going on some missions here. Yes, they need to reach level 50 in order for them to unlock access to the second tier. You do have some that you can do currently, even if you're not at level 50. But it's a significant jump from just starting level all the way up to level 50. I think it's like it maxes out at like, I want to say around 450,000 a week.
Which quest are you up for?
Before you if you're at it before level 50. Alright, so I need to collect this mission here. And I need to hit Franca's Cafe myself. They don't have to be on the same ship. They can be on whatever ship you want them to be on. But keep in mind that if they're on different ships, you won't be able to say... deposit the Meseta from one character and pick it up on another character, like I just did here. Alright, so... what do I need to give Yerx? Because I do see his icon. I need to give him... looks like everything except for Lilipin Vests, so... Okay, and Harukatan fragments. There we go.
May I help you with something?
Oh, I'm full on client orders. What can I get rid of? We can get rid of this one from Hans.
May I help you with something?
Okay, last one.
Farewell then.
Alrighty. And let me just check one last thing before we get going. I know I need to put some stuff in storage here. No problem there. Glad I could help you, Vasteel. Yeah, let's put all this away here. Okay, and now I need to take a look at my rings. I need to see... I got a right ring that's ready, and... Okay. So we're gonna swap over to these. One of the things I'm working towards is
What can I interest you in?
getting a bunch of rings leveled up because there are titles associated with that. I think I need 20 rings brought up to level 20 in order to get all the titles associated with the rings. And then, of course, there are some rings that you just want to have whenever you're playing certain classes. Whenever I'm a hunter, Hunter Focus Preservation is the #1 ring that I have. Once we get access to 12-star rings, or rather 12-star units, then I'll be putting together the Perfect Guard ring for the Hunter, which, as of right now, for some reason, we don't have access to the Partisan ring, which is really strange that that hasn't been added in yet. Because I'd be able to get a composite ring here then, which combines all 3 of the Hunter counter rings together as a single ring then. It's a really strange thing that it's not in the game here.
Thank you for your patronage.
And of course, it takes time to level each ring up, because it takes a part of what your base experience is, and basically applies it to the ring. It doesn't change how much experience you're getting, so there's no reason not to no reason not to run without them.
Welcome to our shop.
We are currently preparing a large-scale operation for all Arxops to fight enemies in their local regions.
Okay, that looks like we might be having Cradle of Darkness popping up here shortly.
I'm here if you need me.
But I think we got time to run at least one mission before that actually pops, so let's see what we've got here. So we need to take on a Vol Dragon. You know what? We do have this Dragon Altar Breakthrough. Why don't we go ahead and run that one first? Let me just make sure I haven't gotten any new titles. No.
Thank
So,
you very much.
currently I'm at 324, so that's basically what I'm still working towards here. I'm trying to get more and more titles, so that way, whenever the next update comes out, I'll be able to take advantage and just get whatever the next big title update is going to give me in terms of potential gear. Alright, so let's grab Echo, a Finn, and Fourier.
I'm ready to fight.
And let's do Switch Strike. Do I have access to... Okay. So I am able to put on my my mag, or rather my melee mag, and keep that keep my boots on. If I want access to the rest of my weapons, though, I need the dex mag on. And actually, no, I'm on a bouncer here, so there's really no reason for me to put that on. Since dex translates directly into attack. Alright, so let me go ahead and re-equip everything. There's the rifle. And there's the Blade Revolutio. Okay. Alright, let's get this going. Okay, first doorway is open. And all we can do for the moment is just stand here. Seem to be getting a little bit of lag from the server right now. Hopefully that won't keep up for too long. Okay, there's the next doorway. Now, for those of you wondering why I have access to my rifle photon arts, that's because I am in here as a bouncer gunner, so I have access to pretty much everything that I could possibly want. Now, in terms of the mission there, even though I just cleared it, there's no reason for me to collect it at this time, because I have maxed out my mission pass at this point. There's basically no reason to spend any star gems on it. If you play the game regularly enough, you're gonna have about a week of spare time before the next mission pass comes up. You won't be regenerated for long. There we go. Alright, next room is stand on a button and take care of the enemies. Alright, now we'll be able to take care of the Vol Dragon. Oh, nice shot there. I still have my units on, right? Yeah. Oh, and if you're wondering where my weapon is, I'm using a stealth camel currently. And so that basically makes it so that any weapon I'm using completely disappears. Alright, down goes the Vol Dragon. Alright, for this section, we just have to step on the buttons. We don't have, even have to worry about the fall spawn. For this room, I'm not even worried that I'm taking damage here. Priority just needs to be on keeping the button pressed down. Because that's the only way to open up that door over there. Okay, on to the last set of rooms. Okay, that takes care of that target. There goes the second one, and now we got the Quartz Dragon. Ah, that hit too low. Oh well. There goes its tail. Let's work on its nose now.
Emergency mission alert. Large-scale deployment operation in progress.
We'll be out of here in just a moment.
Report to the quest counter to join the mission.
Not for you, Frau. This guy has, like, no room to move here. There we go. Alright, let's hop into that urgent quest.
Emergency mission alert. Large-scale deployment operation in progress. All ARCSOPs, report to the quest counter to join the mission.
Let's see if anybody wants to pop into the party here. In terms of boosters, I could use a 250 here. Ah, nice, level 61. Alright, we got 12 players. Let's go ahead and get the mission started here. And off we go! And once again, the main reason you want to be running Cradle of Darkness is for those unique weapon badges. Those weapon badges are going to give you access to 13-star weapons, specifically ones that you can use as all-class weapons. I've got one set up now for pretty much all of my classes, except for Braver, but I'm actually not going to be grabbing a Braver all-class weapon anytime soon. Because my plan at this point is whenever I need to level up Braver again, I'm just going to have Hunter as my subclass and have access to my sword photon arts. Instead, what I'm working on is actually getting plus 35s on my rifle and my rod, which are all-class weapons, and those are going to go towards other titles that I need, such as getting a plus 35 weapon for Force, plus 35 weapon for Tekker, plus 35 for Ranger, and plus 35 for Gunner. And they need to be 13-star weapons for them to count for the title.
Emergency! Code! Distraction!
Yeah, I thought that was going to happen. I didn't have a clear shot.
Completed!
I'm still working on trying to clear out Rupert client orders. That was the one that just came up there. Specifically because they are one of the NPCs that you are able to get as an NPC in your party. And anytime you get an NPC that you can get their partner character from, or rather their partner card, they are able to... you're then able to get 3 titles from them. One for just having their partner card, one from being in a party with them 10 times, and then one for being in a party with them 100 times. And you do need to complete a mission for each of those to count. But as the game continues to progress, that is something that you're going to see a lot of players doing.
Code! Attack!
just because titles are so key in terms of helping you to unlock sort of your highest tier of weapons and such, especially lately, whereby on the Japanese servers, the 3 most recent updates to the total title counts have been materials that go towards weapons. So one was the Time Reversal Chronostone. The second was for the Amphitite Circular Stone, which gave you a light stream weapon. And then most recently, you could get a Liberate unlocker for essentially what is still considered to be a top tier weapon in the game currently. Alright, we got a Zeshida here. There you go.
Change over. Code. Due.
Alright, they are flipped over once again.
Excellent job.
We're actually knocking out a bunch of client orders here. Nice.
Completed.
Now these client orders typically will give you somewhere between 60 to 130,000 Meseta. Particularly the ones that are on like very hard or super hard mode. I'm thinking a lot of players are starting to get to the point where most of them are going to end up in super hard. So there's not going to be like any shortage of players now. Now that the game's been out for about 3.5 weeks in open beta. There was no maintenance this week, which was kind of odd. Which tells me Sega might have been testing long-term uptime with this one. And the reason they would have been doing that is typically in Japan, there's a special week that happens yearly called Golden Week. And usually there's no maintenance during Golden Week. And so Sega might have been testing that for the server this time. To see if there was to see if the servers could actually hold up to the servers that essentially staying online for more than a week at a time without issue. We got crackly sounds in the audio engine here. Alright, I think I need to feed my mag here.
Emergency. Code. Distraction.
There we go.
Emergency. Code. Due.
Let's pop those players back up. Unfortunately, this is one of the messier groups to deal with in this mission here. So a lot of the time I'm finding I have to heal if I'm not in here with that least hunter subclass. And once again, once I'm done leveling up class, I'm probably not going to be touching that again until essentially the next level cap comes out. So I don't see myself, for instance, using Force again anytime soon once I have that up at level 75. But it's still important that you get all your classes leveled up at least to level 75. Because of that permanent stat boost that you get from each class being at level 75.
Completed.
Now, I am grabbing the discs that I can, specifically because I do need to get at least a few of them again for the purposes of having food for my mag.
Your Majesty, code due.
Let's see if we can bring these guys over to here. Yeah, they might not be paying attention. Alright. This is basically the last big group of this mission anyway. Oh, poor Persona, he's trying to leap up and he can't. Alright, let's make our way over to the spot where we need to take out the controller.
Excellent job.
And back up to the gate ship we go. And let's get this going again. Alright, not sure what Dinah's doing there. Let's refill our items. Let's get down there. Alright, looks like we got a little bit of a wait here before more people come in, but some people are coming in. Yeah, there we go. We should be able to go in just a moment here. I don't know if any of my YouTube audience saw this yesterday or not. I put out a little video yesterday, along with yesterday's catch-up episode, and it featured a bit from an ad that Microsoft put out quite a while ago, called Standoff, for the as an advertisement for the Xbox 360. Never made its way to the to TV, but it was basically this environment where everybody was sort of pointing their fingers at everyone else, and then everybody was just making all these bang bang sounds effects instead of actually holding real guns. And I was like, okay, let me get on that. And I'm like, ba ba bang, ba ba bang, ba ba bang. So that's yeah, that was a fun one to put into. Gotcha, General Baden. Good to thank you once again for the raid, and have a good one. And Dine to Lumina. Everything's doing okay here. Alrighty, here we go once again. Got a good crowd to start.
Emergency.
Oh, Din. Okay.
Distraction.
I will try to remember that.
Code. Attack.
I'm hoping it won't be too long for all of you. I mean, we do know at least it's going to be spring, or at least that's what Sega has said. So basically, it's going to be any time between now and June for the PC version. Of course, I'm playing on the Xbox One version, which is open to anybody currently. You know, like I said before, if this game had not come out on the Xbox One first, I never would have purchased an Xbox One. The only game that I ever wanted to play on this system was Scalebound, and that got canceled, so... And it really comes down to, in a way, game homogenization. The fact that most games that are MMOs these days can be pretty much played on any system that you want, including PC being still, you know, the biggest platform that there is.
Emergency. Code. Distraction.
So for me at this point, when it comes to picking up a console, it really comes down to what exclusives does the console have.
Completed.
I mean, of course, the one that's the company that's been a master of that basically since the start is Nintendo. Of course, they have so many exclusives, but at the same time, I mean, Nintendo is just, I don't know. They keep making the same mistakes over and over. They can just never get their online system correct. And I would hate to see at this point a Nintendo exclusive MMO, and that's basically what happened for a little while there with Dragon Quest X. Eventually that got released on the PC, though. Granted, I've never been able to play Dragon Quest X because there's no translation patch for it available. It's like, okay, now that we got Phantasy Star Online 2, is Nintendo, or rather is Square Enix gonna change what they're thinking and actually release 10 here in the West? I mean, we're kind of at the point now where Dragon Quest X has been around long enough that it's running on really outdated hardware at this point, that you kind of have to ask yourself, is Square Enix potentially thinking about a Dragon Quest 12 anytime soon? Yeah, no kidding. Dragon Quest XI was an amazing game. I played that when it came out. That was the last game that I played before I kind of made my big return to Phantasy Star Online 2. That was back when my YouTube channel was sort of going through a bit of a plot line. Well, not really a plot line, more of a whatchamacallit. What's the word? I'm trying to think of it. Let me think for a moment here. Yeah, I do watch Phantasy Starved quite a bit. I'm really hoping that he gets that he's able to get all the rare drops that he's looking for there. That is quite the journey to try to go for a solo completion of getting every single rare drop in the game. But back to what I was saying a moment ago, yeah, the back on my YouTube channel, for a while I was doing sort of a celebration of how I was sort of seeing off my last computer that I had, through having some hidden elements that were going on, whereby you needed to like turn on the subtitles on a certain video to get hints of what was going on. and it all culminated with basically me leaving PSO2 for a little bit while all those events were going on, and checking out other games. So like Breath of the Wild was one of them. Final Fantasy 15 was another. Going through that whole thing. And I will admit, it was definitely... It definitely helped me to recharge how I was feeling with PSO2 at the time. And I mean, I'm always going to be playing Phantasy Star no matter what. Even if it's not the latest game. I mean, the series has been around for over 30 years now, so if I ever need to take a break, then I can always look to the classic games, and that is something that I'll be doing here on the channel, here on Twitch, eventually again. But as of right now, my focus is just on PSO2, because open beta and everything like that. Right now, I mean, in total, in terms of Phantasy Star's channel, I've gotten over 100,000 swirls, I think. Well, Australia may be getting a version fairly soon here, because I think the ratings board did actually give the game a rating there for Australia. But at the same time, I'm kind of wondering what exactly is Sega thinking in that, because here's the thing. Your connection for the English version would probably be over to America, and frankly, you would probably be better off playing the Japanese version, just because of the lower ping to Japan than it would be to America. Yeah, I have no doubt in that. I mean, there are a lot of the past few years of upgrades that have been made to the internet. I don't think that the internet would be handling things as well as it is right now had all those upgrades not been made, given the current world situation. I mean, of course, I could always make a joke about Ether being a thing, but that's episode 4. I'm just checking the disc to make sure I'm not missing anything I need. I know I just grabbed one a moment ago. Here it is, Heavenly Kite. Okay. Yeah, I haven't tried Smash Online. I don't know what it is about this generation. It's like all these great games keep coming out, but I'm like, nothing's really grabbing my attention. Despite how good they are. It's like, ever since I picked up Smash, I've only played it like maybe 3 or 4 times. But I think that just comes down to just how much I love PSO2. PSO2 and Final Fantasy 14 are really the ones that have grabbed my attention this generation. And what I will say is that has really helped my budget out a ton. Just playing the same game. And not having to pay $50 every week or so for a new game is really nice. And for that, I am more than happy to drop, $15 a month or whatever on premium. Ah, gotcha. Big Professor DJK fan there, then? Oh yeah, the Automacetta is such a great addition that was made to the game.
Excellent job.
Alright, that mission is done. And time is up on the urgent quest. Alright, thanks for stopping in, Din. Okay, so let me go ahead and drop these into storage. And all this. And let's see what we've got for
Leave it to me.
drops.
I got a good look at it.
Okay, a decent number of high star rares there.
Oh, this is a great find.
Alright, I'm gonna head into the Alliance quarters and pick up another attack boost here. Like I said yesterday, we were able to get this upgraded now to level 6 attack up.
What brings you here today?
And let's hand in this one for false spawn suppression. Now, where are we currently for points? We are at 10,000.
Take care.
How are we doing on this? Okay. We're actually doing okay there. So, the other thing I promised my Alliance was we were going to add on the Alliance accessories. So, let's go ahead and do that now. That shield could be nice. And then, of course, we could do the old Family Guy joke here with the gravity here and orbit. Where is the marker here? I don't know if I want to go for the cloak. That one... I think that's going to mess with too many people's outfits, to be honest. Yeah, let's keep it simple for now, and then we can then revisit when the next one comes up. Alright, so everybody in the Alliance is going to be getting a shield accessory here.
Take care.
Unless this is just per character. Okay, so now, let's see, where did it say I need to go to activate this? Equip Alliance accessory from the Alliance commands in the main menu. Okay, so that is going to be right here. And there's the shield. Alrighty, let's get out of here. Alright, so we've been clearing a number of client orders here, so let's go ahead and hand these in at this point.
I've been expecting you. Drop by anytime.
Alright, we have one more to hand in over in the shopping plaza area here.
Sup? No.
Once again, I am running their client orders so that I can get access to their partner card, which I believe unlocks once I've completed 15 of their client orders.
No. Peace.
Alright, we're going to be making our way over to the Volcanic Caverns now.
Oh, you.
Cressida has a number of client orders that are nice to have when you're going to different areas.
See ya.
Okay, and then one more we can grab from Hans.
Heyo. Ah. Bye.
Okay, Echo, Finn, and Fourier.
Good day, mate.
I'm ready to fight.
And let's do it.
Emergency!
Emergency! Code! Attack!
Congratulations on completing the objective.
Completed!
Hello, Rappy. What are you doing down here? I'll definitely take your unique weapon badges, that's for certain. Doesn't seem like there's anything over here. Let's try to the west.
Ready, aim, fire!
Yeah, those weapon badges are, what can I say? They give you access to 13-star weapons. There's no reason not to go for them when you can. But I would also say there's no reason to consider this place to be of that nature, of Seventh Circle, as you were saying there. Hello, Falz Angel.
Emergency! Code! Q!
Function substitution.
I mean, anybody that's been playing episode 6 on the Japanese version will know the true nature of this place at this point.
Initiating pseudo decay. Developing annihilation form. Calculation. Now to present my findings. Harmonic annihilation. You want some of this? I am the Alpha and the Omega. All of creation begins and ends with me. Generating super gravitons. Calculations complete. Now to present my harmonic annihilation.
This really isn't a good spot for us to be fighting Falz. Let's see if we can move him.
Switching basic formulae to function substitution. Function substitution. Detected in formula. Irregularities. Developing annihilation. Big Crunch Project. Contracting. Initiating pseudo decay. Developing annihilation form. Calculations. Present my findings. Contract. Initiating pseudo decay.
And that's why I'm in here as a gunner. Gunner has access to Deadline Automate.
Harmonic annihilation.
Let's go ahead and pop our Photon Blast.
Crunch Project. Not like this.
Now you don't still
All of creation begins and ends with me. Harmonic Annihilator.
This Falz Angel is being more annoying than usual. But again, I'm not fighting him with my typical kit here. Coming in here as a bouncer.
Contract. Initiating pseudo decay. Developing annihilation. Big Crunch Project.
Oh!
Developing annihilation.
There we go.
Excellent job.
Completed.
Alright, let's try to head for the exit here.
Something's coming. Probably.
Really? A PSC burst chance? Well, sometimes you just can't get the thing to trigger.
Incoming alert.
Dagon's from behind, huh?
Emergency. Code. Attack.
Objective complete.
Yes, I am currently on the Xbox version. Yes, that's right. They have said that the PC version is on its way for spring 2020, so that means basically any time between now and June, that version will be coming out.
You missed. Code. Collect.
Be wary of your surroundings. Do not let your guard down.
That is, yeah, it's supposed to be on Steam based on the leaked manual that we found several months ago. I think it was back during the closed beta test that we found that. So there is a guild system called Alliances. There is some PvP, but it is not a focus of the game. And it's not in this version currently. PvP is more or less just arena style. There's no massive battles. If that's what you're looking for. Maximum player size in quests will go up to 12, and there are raid bosses to take on. But to be clear, the progression in this game does not require alliances of any kind to actually complete the hardest content. A lot of it is you're never going to get locked out of content. Most players are able to, once they group up as a group of 12 players, they will be able to take out pretty much any boss that they want to. And that's because any raid will have typically at least 4 difficulty options. And those ultimately come down to boss levels rather than actual changes in difficulty. So if you're struggling, well, no, let me take that back. Almost no party will struggle on content, even on the hardest difficulty. This is not raiding like you would expect out of like World of Warcraft or something like that. The game is very open in that way. Sega wants you to be able to clear content, aside from very specific missions that they've set up to be intentionally hard. But those are far and few between for the majority of content. Yeah, that's typically what you're going to find more often than not if you're trying to like gear up and such. This is a more social game than than what you expect out of something from like a hardcore raiding scene kind of game. So like what just popped up here is just a random event that can pop up every now and then, but a single player can take it out. Nice, I needed that Justice Crow ability. Or photon art.
Excellent job.
Alright, so I think the exit is going to be to the west.
Completed.
Alright, on to the Voldragon.
Emergency!
Emergency. Code. Due.
Got the tail. Alright, got the top horn. And down they go. Hello, controller.
You did it! Great work!
Completed.
Please head on back.
I've been expecting you.
Alright, so what can we hand in? Doesn't look like anything from this set. We are able to hand in this to Hans, though.
Bye. Sup?
And let's hand in these client orders to Rupert. Is that the one I've been looking for? It is! Okay. So... So I now have access to Rupert's partner card.
Peace.
Oh, hi.
Let's grab this one for the Dragon Altar.
Well, so long.
And let's go ahead and collect on these Arcs missions. Nice! Both my subclass and main level, or main class, leveled up at the same time there. So I am now level 62 Bouncer and a level 53 Gunner.
Hello.
Did I collect anything? I did. Okay.
Oh, this is a great find.
Ooh, I'm gonna give it my best shot.
Alright, what do I need to level these rings up? I need Lilliput rocks and grinders, and then for this one, the various rocks and grinders.
Don't
Okay.
be a stranger, okay? Ooh, I'm gonna give it my best shot.
Okay, so... This ring here, when equipped, adds a guidance feature to your Photon Blade attacks while moving. So basically it makes them home in. Not really sure what inducible actually means here, if that's supposed to be a percentage or not. But let's at least start leveling this up here.
Oh, sorry, I'm just not up to snuff.
Monica?
Thank goodness. Success! Thank goodness. I did it! That's what I call a big success!
Okay, so now we would also need Underground Shaft Peridot, which
Don't
I
be a
believe
stranger,
I do
okay?
have. There it is. Let's see if we can get this ring up to 10.
I'm gonna give it my best shot! I did it! That's what I call a big success! I did it! That's what I call a big success! I did it! That's what I call a big success!
Okay, we got one chance left.
I did
There we
it!
go, level 10.
That's what I call a big success!
Alright, so there's still room for this ring to grow, though.
Don't be a stranger, okay?
I didn't... Let's see. What do I have? I have the screen brightness slightly up. Is this any better? Okay.
Ooh, I'm gonna give it my best shot!
Alright, let's see. So for this one, we've got everything that we need.
Success! Thank goodness. Success! Thank goodness.
Alright, what do we need for this one? I need Tundra Amber.
Don't be a stranger, okay?
I don't know if I have any of that. Okay, I have 5 of them. So we need Monica to not mess anything up here.
Ooh, I'm gonna give it my best shot. I did it! That's what I call a big success!
Ah, that's a shame.
I'm just not
Alright.
the snuff.
Alright, so that one's stuck at level 9 for the time being then, until I can get out to the field and do some more gathering, which will be ready in a few hours.
Don't be a stranger, okay?
Yeah, right now my harvesting and fishing stamina is at 51. Once again, you want to let that build up to 100 on each, so that way you can just do a bunch of fishing to start off with, get the fever going, and then use the rest of it on your harvesting then.
Ooh, I'm gonna give it my best shot.
Now, was there any other ring that I could enhance here? I do have this one for
Don't be a stranger, okay?
HP restoration. Why don't I go ahead and do that as well while I'm here?
Ooh, I'm gonna give it my best shot. Success! Thank goodness. Success! Thank goodness.
Alright, what do I need now? I need Nightfall Province Hematite. Okay.
Don't be a stranger, okay?
Got plenty of that.
Ooh, I'm gonna give it my best shot. I did it! That's what I call a big success! I did it! That's what I call a big success!
Okay, now this is the part where we start to need lambda grinders. I know I've got some of them.
Don't be a stranger, okay?
And I don't think I'm going to be leveling up any other weapons anytime soon. Not until I can get some... Actually, let me think for a moment. I do have... this Blade Revolutio at +6 currently, and this was found, so I could get this up to +35 actually. And I do have several weapons I could actually throw at it right now.
Ooh, I'm gonna give it my best shot.
Wanako, that is, this is just, an old bad habit of mine, since I've been playing this game since the second alpha on the Japanese version. We did not have the open storage thing in PSO2 at each of the vendors. That's why I keep ending up doing it. I need lambda grinders.
Okay?
See, even though we were just talking about it, old habits.
Ooh, I'm gonna give it my best shot.
Alright, this time I did actually remember. Retrieve item.
Don't be a stranger, okay? Success! Thank goodness. Success! Thank goodness.
Now that's funny, this one is asking for arena boosters, but we don't have access to that yet. That comes from the PvP aspect.
Don't be a stranger, okay? Well, hello there.
The only thing that we currently have access to are weaponoid boosters. So yeah, that's funny that that's in the game, and yet we don't have access to those. Alright, so let me grab some photon spheres here. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Myself, I've noticed that the game no longer stutters whenever I reactivate my controller from it turning off.
I did it! That's what I call a big success! I did it! That's what I call a big success! Success! Thank goodness. I did it! That's what I call a big success!
Yeah, a lot of stuff is... Since this game is based on the Japanese version, there's a lot of stuff that's just popping up that we don't have access to currently yet, but there are still purposes behind it. Let's see, what else can I do? We got that, and then 2 more.
Thank goodness.
Alright, so I still need more weapons that I can give to this Blade Revolucio to get it up to level 35.
Okay?
But that's still a large improvement there. Do I have anything else that I can dump into it right now, though? Now, it doesn't look like it. It's just got a bunch of +5s, and those are just regular drops at this point. Yeah, no kidding. I completely agree with you, and I understand it's going to take a while. Alright. Let me jump on the next of the collection sheets here. For anybody that has Star Gems, I would highly recommend taking advantage of unlocking the 2 Star Gem slots that you can get from this here. That will then allow you to have 5 collection sheets at the same time. I'm a premium player, so I have access to a total of 7. And let's see. We can actually get rid of this one now. Okay. But yeah, that's 7 of them there.
Goodbye.
Yes, I do agree with you there, Hit. That is... The weapons I was giving it was already at +30, so I didn't see much point in doing that conversion first. But I do agree with you. If I wanted to, say, save the Lambda grinders, that would be one way to not use as many of them, but I still have a significant amount left over. Oh, cool. So you've basically been following the series for a very long time then. Then in that case, you're probably a familiar... let's see, what's the, Sorry, I'm trying to do a couple of things all at the same time here. So you probably remember the end of the Millennium then. Dragonfly, this is the Xbox One version. There's a PC version on its way. Sometime between now and the middle of summer, or middle of June rather.
Which quest are you up for?
Yep, and I completely agree with you there, Hit. But what I will also say is that Lambda grinders are not as hard to come across in this version as they were in the Japanese version. In the Japanese version, you, for example, did not have the casino way back in the day to get 20 Lambda grinders through casino coins and things like that.
Come back anytime.
Alright, let's see. So we need to start using Rupert. Oh, that's right. I need to go to the title counter.
Welcome.
Hey, top class ring maker. So I actually did need to get a title here.
Thank you very much.
So looking at where I am currently, I am now at 326 titles. Yeah, no, I get you there, Hit. I think I've only got... What do I have? I've got one ring at that point, which is Hunter Focus Preservation. And then... the Enhanced Attack is probably one that I'm going to be grabbing. Or rather, getting up to level 20... once I'm done leveling everything up, because my main class combination is Hunter Summoner, and enhancing my
What would you like to do?
my normal attack is going to be the best way for me to get some more DPS out of that. No, I haven't. The 20 will reset on a weekly basis. I haven't had a need to buy 20 all at the same time yet.
Feel free to stop by anytime.
Welcome to our shop.
How are we doing over here?
I'm
Okay.
here if you need me.
Hello there.
No, my main weapon is a Lightning Espada, which I have here at plus 35. Way stronger than Dragon Slayer.
Which quest are you up for? Come back anytime.
Let's see. I'm trying to get a mission started here. Alright, let's do Seabed Exploration.
Which quest are you up for?
You can also convert X cubes into Lambda grinders, but the exchange rate on that is not that good, to be honest. Yep, I am aware of the of how strong the Dragon Slayer is. I'm just waiting for the for Photon Art customization to come out first on that.
Leave it to me.
Good day, mate.
Because then once I'm able to use Sacrificial Bite Type 0, I'll really be able to take better advantage of that.
Heck yeah,
Alright,
I'm
let's do
firing
it.
on all cylinders. Let's rock.
Gotcha. Keep at it. I mean, it's not going to take you that long to get to there, compared to getting everything to 75. Getting everything to 75 is really the thing that you want to focus on for improving your character, just because each class that you level up that high will get a stat bonus from each single class that gets leveled up. So, like, for example, if you were to level up Fighter, you get, like, 50 extra melee power. Hunter, you get a bunch of extra HP and other stats. Oh yeah, I'm definitely seeing the improvement that that leveling up these blades did here. Yep, I agree with you there. It's, for me, I just prefer using, the modified step attack that you get from, charging up your Hunter Sword with Sacrificial Bite Type 0. Because that then turns it into a 180-degree, AoE attack then, whenever you use step attack. Makes it a lot easier to hit multiple targets at the same time, basically. Yeah, they're not in this version yet, but on the Japanese version, they are in there. I think part of the reason they're holding back crafting is just the fact that there's no old-type weapons in this particular game. We've only got access to the new types. And I'm not sure... I get the feeling that Sega really isn't sure how to remove that. In terms of timing for episode 4, 5, and 6, I would expect we're probably going to see a quarterly release for those episodes. So, in the summer, we'll see episode 4, in the fall, we'll see episode 5, and then in the winter, we'll be fully caught up on episode 6. Potentially, it could be even faster than that, though, because we don't know what Sega is really planning for this post-episode 6 world that they're talking about. The fact that they've got this gigantic update coming that's going to coincide with the end of PlayStation Vita service. But I've been saying for years that the PlayStation Vita has been holding back the game. And if they're going to be making massive engine changes because of that, I am all for it. And I agree. We're probably not going to see too many unique events here, although some events could be changed around, like since White Day isn't a thing here in the US, we'd probably see that changed to maybe Independence Day.
Completed.
Although this is a North American version, not just a US version, so I don't know what holiday they would actually make it coincide with then. Oh, okay. Then that's probably what they're gonna do then, instead of White Day. Alright, we got the PSE burst, but not really going to get too much out of it, because when you're only a single player in an area like this, only a single extra creature spawns at a time.
Heck yeah, that's my team.
This is why whenever you're running a shack, you typically want to be in a party of at least 4 players, so that you can maximize the effect.
Heck yeah, that's my team.
Burst finish.
I mean, it's pretty much up to Sega how they want to handle it. That's just what I'm guessing the release schedule is going to be like. Given that, really, if they wanted to bring both releases to parity, that's going to be the best time to do it. When they're not releasing any... Basically, when they've got a major episode change happening. I mean, the real question is going to be what's going to be coming in that.
Notification to all personnel.
We could potentially be looking at the game essentially having its low memory moment, which is why they're getting rid of the Vita version. I mean, whenever you change a game engine around, that means there are, like, extremely large changes coming. Okay, yeah, that's right. For this one, you let them grow a bit.
Emergency. Code.
Vanish.
But yeah, we'll just have to see. If Sega wanted to bring everything to parity and have everything on the same release schedule, doing it when everything is... Hello, controller. Being able to bring them to parity at the end of episode 6 is going to be the best time to do that. Those two just do not want to grow. Here we go.
Congratulations on completing
So
the
we're good on that. Let's move on.
Completed.
Yeah, and there's that homing aspect of the weapon at work there.
emergency.
Oh, this one always had such a funny voice.
Emergency. Code. Rescue.
Alright, let's go ahead and pop another of those. Rare drop rates. Alright, let's go ahead and rescue them.
Congratulations on completing the objective.
Completed.
Every time I hear him, I just keep getting, I just keep thinking of Temmie's back in Undertale. We're probably good to head for the exit at this point. Alright, on to the Beal Maduna.
Incoming alert.
Emergency. Code. Q.
And down they go.
Objective complete. Success confirmed.
Complete.
Alright, I've got time for one more mission here today, before I have to get ready for work. Let's see. Why don't we do Tundra exploration? Let's just scoop up what client orders we can, and then we'll head right in.
I've been expecting you. Drop by anytime.
Heyo!
Alright, so 60 Sylvants here. And 70 Sylvants there. Snowbancer and Snowbanshee.
Bye.
And then, did Cressida have anything?
Oh, you. See ya.
We technically don't need this one from Rupert anymore. Nor this one. Since I've got their partner card now. Here.
Oh, you. See ya.
Okay, and anything else we can find for the Tundra?
Which quest are you up for?
I try to avoid the early blocks, specifically for just because of load times. Let's see. Any other client orders we can grab real quick here? That looks like a good one there. Alrighty, let's get this going.
Please leave it to me, Teach.
Alright, Fourier and Aki as well.
If you would, please.
Oh, and I need to refill on mates here. Alright, let's do it. Nice to find a rare drop that early on. That's right, it's about time I fed my mag. Let's see. That's a dead end. Okay, so we found the exit. Now I just have to clear up client orders and then we'll be able to hop in. Hey, Matoy! And hello, controller.
Completed.
Okay, we are probably good to head over for the exit now. Alright, let's get this started.
Emergency. Ears open.
Emergency. Code due.
Alright, Let's pop our Photon Blast since we got both these guys down here now. There goes the first one. And there goes the second one.
Excellent job. You are clear to return.
Completed.
Come on back.
Alright, let's head back out to the lobby.
I've been expecting you.
Alright, let's hand in what we can here. Tundra Exploration.
Drop by anytime.
Heyo!
And then Hans.
Bye.
And then we've got a couple from Cressida to hand in.
What's the good word?
Oh, you. This is... See ya.
And the rest of these, I either need to take out multiple of the same type of enemy, or I need to collect fragments that get dropped from them. And then I'm just going to be hanging on to these, just because these go towards collecting the daily boost. Alrighty. And so with that, that is going to bring us to the end of this stream here for today. Now let's see if we can find somebody that we might be able to raid so I can pass you all along and keep your PSO2 streams going here. Give me one moment. Alright, I think I got somebody here. We're going to be raiding Mr. Arcadia. Looks like they are in the process of still learning PSO2. So let's go ahead and let's see what we can do to help them out. And with that, let's get the raid started. Thank you for joining me today. This is PrinceBrightstar signing off. Let's go ahead and get this raid started here.